Alright, let's get this shit started. What's the deal? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I already know how we coming. I already know. Don't let the people come in. Yeah, what's up, Gunna? Yeah, we definitely putting in that work every day, all day. Every day, all day. It's a lifestyle, right? Don't let people come in. So I know I'm supposed to start at 1:30. It's a little early. We got a few minutes. We got a few minutes before we get started. What's up, Rob? We got a few minutes. What's up, Dizzy? What's up, Brianna? Y'all want to know the song? I'll put it at the end of the video in the description if y'all really want to know. This is the type of shit I like listening to, that slow shit, chopping through it. Rest in peace, DJ Squish. Y'all already know. I'll put it in the description if y'all really want it. You know? Okay, we got a couple minutes. We'll get started at 1:30. We got 2 minutes. What's up? Get right, get left. 13. We got 2 minutes. Let the people come in. We get started. Alright, we can get started. We still got a couple seconds. We start at 1:30. 1:30. We start at 1:30. We got like 30 seconds. I'm just shuffling up, getting ready. Ten seconds. Alright, here we go. We're going in. Just turn this down, get it in. What's up, Marvin and Magi? What's up, Eyes Open? What's up, Focus Minds? Yeah, I definitely rap. I got a couple of my joints on here. Yeah, I definitely rap. I got a couple of my joints on my channel. You got to dig through it though. But if you want access to my music, definitely send me an email. asharenu.com. Cause I got a lot of songs on here. They just, they're a little bit older, a couple months back and shit. All right, so here we are. Peace Hotel, we back in here. Y'all already know who it is. We in here for Saturday, July 28th. We got a couple more days in the month before we go into August. So hopefully everybody's been enjoying their July. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their lunar eclipse if you got a chance to see it. Or if you just enjoyed the full moon. Hopefully you in tune with the energy. Hopefully it's benefiting you. And even if it's chaos going around you, always stay focused, always stay centered. Again, once again, everybody should have a bell. The bell helps remove the negative energy. We're gonna do all this. We're gonna make this a ceremony, as we always do. I'm gonna clean this motherfucking area. Alright. So we up in here. Hopefully everybody is good. So, of course, as we usually do, we're gonna start off with today's mathematics. And we're gonna get it in. So, of course, we're the 20th day We know that's wisdom, build or destroy from supreme mathematics. Wisdom, build or destroy. Wisdom is the number 2. Build or destroy is the number 8. You know, I'm going to be going through this every day so y'all can see, like, every day, you know, you can always tap into these frequencies and see how these energies played out. So the 2 plus the 8 goes to 10. The 10 goes back to 1. So let's piece it all together. So, of course, we know by now, because we've been dealing with the 2. We should know by now 2 is wisdom. You know, wisdom is to be wise in your ability to discern, you know, what you should be doing, what you should add on, what you should take away, right? Of course, build or destroy also means to add on, take away, to build on top of a foundation or to level a foundation. So when we ask ourselves, is it wise, you know, to continue to add on to a relationship? Is it wise to continue to add on to a business partnership? Is it wise to continue to add on to, you know, anything that you have involved yourself in, anything that you have given your energy to, whether it's through a contract, a soul contract, a relationship contract, or whatever type of contract? Is it wise to continue to give of yourself to this particular path? So you constantly asking yourself, why? Because you understand the 2 plus the 8 goes to 10. So we know the 1 is knowledge, the 0 is cipher. Knowledge is being able to collect information and to collect data by observing. You're gathering information by observing your surroundings. Your surroundings is your cipher. So 0 means cipher. Cipher is pretty much a 360-degree circle. So we are all ciphers. We are a cipher. Our household is a cipher. Our city is a cipher. State is a cipher. So this is all 360 degrees of knowledge. So you have to ask yourself, is it wise for me to continue to add on to a situation, or do I need to level things out so that I can observe a new cipher? Because if you decide to let all it go, you know, yeah, it's best for me to keep it moving, I need to do the knowledge on a new cipher, a new way of life, a new partner, a new business venture, a new city, a new state, a new country, whatever it may be. You know, it may be time for you to move on, to start to gather information within a new cipher so that you can gather those 360 degrees of knowledge. Because when you have those 360 degrees of knowledge within a cipher, we can just start with yourself. When you have 360 degrees of knowledge within yourself, then anything is possible, because you know how your mind works, you know how your spirit animates the body, you understand how you can push yourself in any situation and take yourself out of any situation. That's a true thing. That's a true, you know, definition of wisdom. Being able to live without things. Not to add on more and more complications to your life, but to simplify your life. To be wise is to live a simplified life. An effective life, a luxurious life, but a simple and effective life. Being able to surround yourself by simplicity so that your mind can stay active. You know, not to have a bunch of stuff around you so your mind is cluttered, to have everything in order, to have everything organized, to have everything cleansed, so that you can think properly and push that information on. Then the 1 and the 0 goes back to 1. You know, 1 plus 0 goes back to 1. So when you start observing the knowledge within a new cipher, this gives you a new awareness, a new consciousness. You're able to build a new consciousness. You don't have the same consciousness you have, let's just say you in New York. And if you go to Los Angeles, you're not going to have the same consciousness. Why? Because the 360 degrees of knowledge is different. How you play the game in New York is going to be different how you play it in LA. So even if you take the information that you have learned from New York, you may not necessarily be able to apply it in LA, because it's a whole different atmosphere, and vice versa. And you know, this goes for any city, any state, any country. I'm just using those cities as an example. So Los Angeles has its 360 degrees. New York has its 360 degrees. And you will have to change your consciousness to be able to navigate through these cities. You don't necessarily have to change yourself, but you understand that the information present within the cipher is you can call it, they all have their unique signature. In other words, each 360 degree cipher has its own unique signature, and you have to become attuned to the energy signature of whatever cipher you may be in, so that you can properly manipulate it. You know how to navigate, you know how to move, you know where to go, you know where not to go, you know what to do, you know what not to do. And this is different for every city. So we just laying that foundation for the supreme mathematics, so y'all can understand, you know, just the vibe we coming on today. So again, I see everybody watching. All right. Been dressed, ruling today, but last night the fast broke into an indulgence, easy to so on in an eclipse. You ate it, you smoke, it's still the most vivid dreams ever. Waking known for sure, all planets and portals. Basically, right, during the full moon, all of the lunar energy is amplified. So of course, you know what I mean, like the dream world is super active. It's been super active for the past couple of days. It's probably gonna be active maybe, you know, today and tomorrow, and it's gonna start to wane down a little bit. So, you know, anything that has something to do with dreams, astral travel, or, you know, any type of divination, all of these activities are amplified today. So even if, you know, your diet isn't the most on point, you may not be the most conscious person, you know what I mean? You may not necessarily have everything in order as of now. You may be in the process of doing that, but you can still, you know, have a lucid dream. You can still have an astral travel, because the energy present within the cipher right now, because if we do the 360 degrees of this cipher, we know that it is a full moon. So therefore, there's certain energies that come with the full moon. So when you have this knowledge, when you're able to navigate, you know what's going on. You know the difference between a full moon and new moon. You know the difference between the seasons. You know the difference between the months, the days. You know how to break everything down to smaller and smaller cycles. And you know, okay, because it's a full moon, I may have a lot of vivid dreams around this time, because that energy is amplified. So definitely shout out to everybody that's tuned into the dream world, everybody that's, you know, seeing beyond, and everybody that's stretching their imagination, you know, to, you know, you can say increase your potential to do what it is that you wish on this earth. All right. Are you around anybody that you can vibe with? You seem like a lone soul, dog. You know, I walk alone, man. Now, of course, you know what I mean? I talk to people all the time. You know, I may talk to people on the phone. We may correspond, you know, through the Facebook or the Instagram. But in terms of me just having a lot of people like that, no, it's very few people. Very few people. Now, of course, you know what I mean? I met some beautiful people in Atlanta. I even met some beautiful people in Vegas. You know what I mean? I definitely had a good time last night. You know what I mean? Shout out, you know who you are. You know what I mean? So it's a couple people. I think it's starting, the momentum is starting to build. It's another reason why, you know, I want to do the videos more often. You know, just build up the momentum. I can't just come at y'all once a week. Then you got 6 other days to be doing anything else. So we just got to continue to build the momentum. So that's another reason why I do what I do, to build up the momentum, so more people can tune into the frequency, so that we can have. So eventually, I do want to have like group discussions, you know, meeting up with people and having so y'all can see me correspond with different people. So that's definitely one of my goals. So that's why I'm going so hard, you know, to build up a frequency, so that more people can tune in, so that y'all can see that, you know, how it is to have a conversation with, you know, people that think just like you. So that's definitely something I plan on doing in the future. But I got to build up the momentum. I'm not expecting nobody to give me anything. So that's the difference. For example, you know, you have a lot of people that's waiting for somebody to give them something. They're waiting to be discovered. Like, okay, I gotta get my Instagram followers up, or I gotta get my YouTube numbers up, so somebody can discover me and give me an opportunity. I'm not waiting for anybody to give me an opportunity. I know that all of my success will come from my hard work. I gotta grind for it. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting for anybody to give me anything. I have to create my own opportunities. You know, that's why I have the website, asharenu.com, because, you know, this is me. Like, I have to build up something. I'm not waiting for somebody to give me something. I have to utilize my own resources and build my own kingdom, so that people will have a home to come to. As opposed to this, you know what I mean? We may have the information, but we all need a kingdom. We all need a home. We all need a central hub. You know, so that's why I do what I do, just to build up the momentum, so that more people can become conscious that we out here. You know what I mean? We out here. A lot of people don't know that we out here. We active, we strong, we warriors. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. You know, what's up, Afro Pick? Oh yeah, these days have definitely been very emotional. Very, you know, it's definitely amplifying the emotions. You know what I mean? Definitely, like people, all type of stuff is going on. We all can see, there's all type of things going on. Again, you know what I mean? You go out into the places where it's a lot of people in your city, you will definitely know everybody's going through all types of stuff. So this energy is definitely amplified. But make sure you stay focused at all times because we are definitely in a war zone. So stay focused. My all my lone warriors, because I know I'm not the only one. You may be the only one in your city. You may not know, you may not have nobody else to talk about. So again, this is another reason why I do this, so we can all come together and have a conversation. You may be the only one in your city. You may not have nobody else to talk to, because again, it was never too many of us. It's always a very, very small number of us. It may only be a couple people in your city, but to each his own, you know. I don't look at that as a problem. I just look at it when those people do connect, then amazing things can happen. Because I've seen, you know, whenever I do connect with people who are like-minded, then amazing things that happen around us. So y'all know who you are. Whenever we link, y'all know amazing things can happen. We can truly see our infinite potential, you know, when we lock our minds together for one common cause. So there we go. Let me see. Definitely, you know, and you know, I like being alone as well. I see you, Brianna. You know, yeah, I'm not necessarily the person that likes just infringing in other people's space. You know, just kind of being around just for the sake of being around. I'm definitely comfortable in my own space, so I'm not necessarily going around looking for people to communicate with and talk to. I understand that I can use my magnetism. I can do things like this. I can just make sure that my mind is organized so I can attract things into my cipher as opposed to looking around for. You know, I do what I do. You know, sometimes I go out and utilize my electric energy. Sometimes I utilize my magnetic energy. We all have it: positive, negative, masculine, feminine. So you know, it's all about experiments. I view my life as like a science project, and I'm the scientist, so I'm always conducting experiments. You know what I mean? Whether it's the mantras or, you know, my reactions, how people react to me, all that. So that's why I call it a lifestyle, because it's something that, you know, you don't get no breaks. It ain't something that you pick up and put down at your leisure. It's something that you're constantly in. It is a way of life. It is a way of life, you know, whether somebody sees it that way or not. That's definitely the way I see it. I'm a scientist conducting science experiments while I'm on this earth plane. And we all should be in the same mentality, because if we get caught up within the chaos, we forget that we are the scientists and we have a certain amount of influence and control over the experiment, especially if there's something happening right in front of us, or what's happening if something happening around us. We may not have control of what's going on the other side of our city. You know what I mean? But we definitely have a lot of influence, you know, when people interact with our aura, with our energy frequency. We definitely have control over how people respond to us and how we respond to other people. So there we go. Yeah, we definitely all spread out for a purpose, because we are universal people. We're all over this planet. Again, it may only be a couple people in each city, but that's the way it's always been. Like, that ain't nothing new. Like, just imagine, you know, like, Tahuti or Thoth. You know, Thoth is said to exist throughout all times, throughout all ages, you know, in secret. So it's always been very, very, very few of us, because just imagine if it was a million people in one city who are conscious and who are awake and who have this warrior mentality. Just imagine what they can accomplish. So instead of those million people being in one place, they're spread out throughout the world so that we can learn who and what we are, so that when we come into contact with these people, again, then miraculous things can happen. That's the whole point. That's why you cultivate your spirituality, because when you start meeting people that think on this frequency, then y'all can do miraculous things. All it takes is two people. Well, all it really takes is one person. All it takes is you to organize your mentality, to activate your spirituality. So when you come in contact with somebody else who's doing the same thing, y'all can create miracles. It's crazy. Again, I done seen this happen with my own eyes. I done been amongst people, and miraculous things is happening all around us. You know, so that's why we put in this work. So when we do gather together, magic does happen. You know, so there we go. What's up, Trust Self? All right. What's up, 305 Capricorn? I have nobody else to talk about this, definitely. But that's how it is. That's what makes us warriors, because we're not dependent on nobody outside of self. So again, no matter how, even if you feel alone, you may be alone, But at the same time, you can't call yourself a warrior if you don't like going on secret missions. Just imagine yourself like a secret agent, and you going into a foreign country, and you have to learn the culture. That's what we do. It's like we speak the language of the spirit, but we exist in a culture that doesn't. Because we speak the language of the spirit so that we can understand the frequency, but we're in a country where that is not what people do. So therefore, we have to make proper adjustments, not to change who we are, but just to adapt. You know, so that we can survive in whatever city, state, or country we may be in. So we do our thing. We may be lone wolves out here, but you know, again, when you meet this person or people who are on the same wave, then you know everything changes from there. That's why people want to meet their soulmates, because they understand a power when two minds come together, right? Two minds are better than one. When you put two minds together, it creates a third mind. Two or more people that come together for one common cause creates a third mind, a metaphysical third mind that we cannot perceive with the physical eye. That third mind is able to connect to the universal consciousness. And that universal consciousness is able to channel information through this created third mind, and that information is able to be shared through those two or more minds. They call this the mastermind principle. You know, if for anybody who has ever read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he talks about the mastermind. So if you want to know more about that principle, he speaks about that. So when two or more minds come together, they create this third mind that's able to tap into the infinite. It can pull down information that they may not have had access to, and they can share the information amongst each other. And that's what makes miracles possible. That's what makes, you know, all these things possible. For us to even be doing what we're doing now, for us to even be in this frequency, for us to even know what this is. So to me, this is miraculous. Again, that's why I got to do this every day. Why? Because you can say they don't take breaks. The so-called enemy don't take a day off. So I don't have time to take a day off. So the same way they put all this mess into the news and into the media, they're programming people on a daily basis. So I gotta be on the other side of it, not as an opposition to them, but just like, all right, if you don't want to tune into that frequency, now you got an alternative. So I'm here creating an alternative, and in order for me to create an alternative, then I have to be here on a daily basis. Just like every day you're able to click on the news and watch a bunch of BS. Every day you should be able to click on this channel and watch something that can ease your soul, something that can feed the soul. So that's why I'm here. That's why we can't take no days off, and we're gonna keep coming every single day as long as we can. So you know, that's the whole reason why we do what we do, right? What's good? What's good? Most genuine. What's the deal? You've been having back from hiatus has been having some spiritual attacks going on. That's why I keep saying, I don't know why people think this is not warfare. This is warcraft. You can call it warfare, you can call it warcraft, whatever you want to call it. We are in a state of war. But people too far in fairyland thinking shit is sweet. They let their plane pass. People all in fairyland thinking shit is sweet. Shit ain't sweet. You know what I mean? This should build you up into a warrior, because you know the situation you in. Because if you're not practicing this lifestyle, or whatever, a similar lifestyle to whatever you consider spiritual, if you're not practicing a spiritual lifestyle, then you will be subjected to spiritual attack, because you cannot properly defend yourself. We are in a war that we can't perceive with our eyes. So no, people are not necessarily getting shot down everywhere, even though it appears to be that way. But it's not just on a physical level, it's also on a spiritual level. So utilize this spirituality to build you up into a warrior, so that you can survive on your own if you have to, so that you can protect yourself from spiritual attack if you want to, from cleansing yourself. If you want to build up your spiritual protection, you have to put in spiritual work. You have to cleanse yourself. Your heart has to be lighter than a feather. Make your heart as light as a feather. That's how you stop spiritual attack. They attack you through your weaknesses, the things that you feel guilty about, the things that you are unsure about, your self-doubt. That's how people become under spiritual attack, because their weaknesses get attacked. So you must mend your weaknesses. You must fully accept yourself, inside and out. And if you fully accept yourself, that is another way of protecting yourself, because nobody can work through your weaknesses. All these spirits can't, influence your weaknesses and make you doubt yourself and make you feel less than, to make you feel ungodly. So that's why you gotta build up your spiritual immunity. Build up your spiritual immunity. This is the whole point of spirituality. So this ain't, again, somebody else may present this as something fun, something, oh, this is just, no, this is spirituality. This is spiritual warfare. And I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. If I gotta keep saying it for another 100 days, I'm gonna keep saying it. This is spiritual warfare. You are doing this because, you are doing this because this is what you have to do to protect yourself. When you consider yourself a spiritual being, that means you have a higher awareness, and you must protect yourself at all costs. So you're not necessarily protecting yourself with a gun. You're protecting yourself with your mind. You are strengthening your mind and knowing your infinite potential. We have to do this. It's not even no longer a choice. People still look at this as a choice. You don't have a choice. If you were born this way, you didn't have no fucking choice. You were born a magician. You were born a scientist. You didn't really have a choice in the matter. You have to live a spiritual lifestyle because you are aware of your spirit. So you don't really have a choice, because if you don't live this lifestyle, you will be subjected to a hellish reality. It just is what it is. Again, I don't want to sound harsh. I don't want to, influence the mood, but this is just what it is, so don't worry about all that. Just work on yourself and make this a daily mission. That's how you amplify your protection. There we go. You already know. Yeah, you already know with family, you definitely still love the family. You love the family, even if they're not spiritual, but you just respect it. So you respect other people's way of life, even if you don't understand it, even if you don't agree with it. It's always going to be a level of respect, because again, there you got some people who want to argue with their family, friends, and associates about what's real. You ain't got time for that. We ain't got time to speak to people that don't understand and that don't want to understand. Now, for people who don't understand but who wants to understand, that's different. But you got people who don't want to understand, and who don't understand and who don't want to understand. They don't even have a desire to understand. So you just got to respect their space. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to awaken nobody who don't want that. And again, that ain't something that you can necessarily put into somebody. That's something that has to already be within somebody. They have to already have the desire to be woken up, so that when you speak, it resonates with their spirit, and they're going to want to hear more and more and more and more. If they don't have that reaction, then it's not for them. And so it is what it is. So we definitely a lot of lone wolves out here. But again, that's why I do the meetups. That's why I do the meetups. So that's why, when I'm traveling around, I always connect. I always let y'all know I'm in this city. If you're in the city, let me know. Hit me up. I always do that. You know what I mean? So y'all know. So I'm not somebody who's trying to stay hidden. Whenever I go to any city, I let it be known I'm in the city. If y'all want to meet up, then meet up. Y'all already know. So that's how I do it. Everybody don't do it like that, but everybody not, they ain't trying to, they don't view it the way I view it. So it is what it is. Oh yeah, I see you, 305 Capricorn. I went through the same thing. Like whenever I want to fast, and now everybody wants to cook. It's like whenever you make the decision to be more spiritual, like, all right, like, let me do a 72-hour fast. You trying to do a 72-hour fast. Now everybody want to cook your favorite food. Everybody's offering you treats and all that. It seems like this reality, but let me tell you why that is. Let me tell you why that is. I figured it out, because at first I didn't understand why that happened. Why every time I fast, now everybody want to offer me stuff? Why is that? I figured it out. What I realized is it increases your manifestation. When you fast, your manifestation abilities increase. So even though you're fasting, you still want your favorite food. You're just making a conscious decision not to eat it at this particular time. But when you fast, you're generating more energy. So your manifestation is more rapid. That's what's going on. When you fast, you generate more energy. So people start to give you what you desire within. So of course you desire your favorite food, even though you may be fasting for 72 hours. But you are generating more energy. So people are offering you things a lot more frequently. So that's why that happens. So it ain't necessarily that they're trying to mess up your fast. It's just that your energy signature is changing because you're fasting. You're generating a different type of energy because you're fasting. All of the energy that usually would have been digesting food is now going up the spine and stimulating the pineal and the pituitary gland. So the energy that usually stimulates the pineal gland and the pituitary gland is digesting food. So when it's not digesting food, it can stimulate your higher senses. So that's what it is. So it's not even that you gotta look crazy. It's like, yo, you are generating more energy, so you just gotta be prepared for that. That's warfare. You gotta be prepared. Whenever you want to make a conscious decision to fast or to generate more energy, you're gonna have that opposition manifest. But you gotta be super strong. You gotta be super strong to make sure that you don't fall to that. All right, yeah, I want my favorite food, but leave it in the refrigerator. I eat it a couple days from now or whatever. You know what I mean? You just gotta be that strong-willed. Yeah. So they don't respect what you're doing. It's not that they don't respect it. It's just that your energy signature is changing. So they may have a thought. A thought may come to them. So it's not necessarily like they're in their bed plotting. How can I fuck up this person's life? It's not like that. Again, you're just generating a different type of energy. So a thought may come to them. Yo, let me buy so and so their favorite food. They may not know you're fasting. The thought may just come to them because you're generating a different type of signature. So people react to your energy differently because you're generating a different type of energy when you fast. So the thought may just come to them. I want to give them something. I want to give them something. I want to give them something. So that thought of them wanting to give you something comes in the form of them giving you your favorite food or whatever. So again, don't make them the enemy. Just you have to stay strong-willed enough to, not be subjected to. They understand. You just understand on a higher realm. Like they're just having a natural response. So you know what I mean? We don't get too caught up in that. Somebody said chemtrails, poison water, poison food. Mind over matter, bro. Well, I don't know your gender, but mind over matter. Cause you can say, all right, if we focus on chemtrails, if we focus on GMO foods, if we focus on all the things that's destroying us, then we have no hope. You can't escape chemtrails. You can't really escape poison water. You can't really escape poison food. It ain't really nothing we can do about it. We don't have control over those industries. So it really ain't too much we can do about it, but it's mind over matter. Is the food more powerful than your mind? Is the food more powerful? Well, no. Is the chemtrails more powerful than your mind? Is the GMO food more powerful than your mind? And based on the answer that you have for those questions will determine, your reality. If it's mind over matter, and we say this all the time, right, then you ain't got to worry about chemtrails. You don't have to worry about poison food. You don't have to worry about poison water because your mind is strong enough to destabilize anything that they're trying to throw at you. You can destabilize, all right? It may be chemtrails. It may be poison. But you can intake poison and not be subjected to what that poison will do to the body because it's mind over matter. But that's more advanced. That's more advanced. I don't expect everybody to understand that just off the rip. It may take some time for you to really truly understand how powerful your mind is. So don't trip. Give yourself some time to just start to think a little bit more different. Don't try to get away from this world because some people start getting depressed and they're like, I just want to go somewhere in China and live in the mountains in the Himalayas somewhere. No. Mind over matter, and that applies to everything. So don't allow whatever they're doing to knock you off your game. Of course they're gonna say, all right, chemtrails, you're gonna die. Poison food, you're gonna die. Poison water, you're gonna die. Fake friends, you're gonna be subjected to misery and all that. Mind over matter. Have a strong enough will to rise above anything. That's what it is. You already know. Definitely battle for the mind. Be wise. Be aware. You already know. Of course, I have to be passionate about this just to let it be known that this is real. Like, I take this very seriously. This ain't something I'm just doing just because I don't have anything else to do. This is something that I care more about this than anything else in life. I care about the spirit more than I care about the physical. So, like, this is something that I'm compassionate to other people as well because I understand that everybody does not have the time to do what I do. I understand that I'm in a privileged position. I understand my gift. So I have to share it. I can't take it for granted. I can't take for granted that, again, other people my age may not have the time to do what I do because they're working their jobs. They're taking care of their family. They're doing what they have to do, no doubt. But because I may not have to do that, because I may have more time to study, I may have more time to do scientific experiments, I may have a little bit more time than somebody my age. So I have to use my time constructively. That's why I make these videos and I'm pouring out this information, because I understand that I have a certain position that I have to play in this life. You know what I mean? That's so I just understand my position. I'm not taking it for granted, and I'm gonna play it. It's just like a captain. If you the captain of the ship, you gotta be a captain. If anything go wrong, they come into you, and you have to fix the problem. So you have to be on an amplified frequency wave. You can say you have to be thinking a lot more amplified than other people around you when you are the captain of your ship. So I consider myself like, yo, I'm somebody that has to give this. Everybody don't think like this. Everybody can't speak like this. Everybody doesn't have these gifts. So I have to utilize them. I don't have a choice in the matter. This ain't got nothing to do with free will. It's like I'm chained up. I have to speak about the spirit. I don't have a choice in the matter. Because if I'm not speaking about this, I don't feel like I'm doing something right. Yeah, I can be like, yo, let me just work a job, get my stuff together, and do whatever I got to do. I could think like that, and I wouldn't be wrong for thinking like that. But that's just not the way I think. That's just not the way I work. So I have to do what feels right and what feels natural to me by any means necessary. So that's my whole mentality. I don't have a choice in the matter. I have to get this information out. That's why I've been doing it 5 years. I'm gonna be doing it 5 years from now. Never stopping. I'm never stopping. I'm just gonna continue to build the empire. I'm gonna continue to build. There ain't no stopping no time soon. You know, there's no way around this. Yeah, I must be passionate about it because we already 40 minutes in, and I ain't even, you know, we just cooling. You know what I mean? We already 40 minutes in, we just cooling. We just busting the shots. But again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in as usual. Exactly. You quit judging people. Yeah, it's definitely, it ain't for us to judge nobody. You know, we respect everybody's way of life, even though our way of life is different. So it's always going to be a respect level. See, everybody doesn't have that respect. Some people want to go and violate other people's way of life. That's not what we're about. We're not about violating nobody else's way of life. We are respectful to other people. We are respectful to all ways of life, all ways of thought. So just because we may think differently, that's us. That's something that we have to deal with. We don't have to bring that to other people if they don't want to hear it. We respect everybody's space. Even if they don't respect our space, we will respect their space because, again, we have to be above the BS. We have to be above the BS. So even though they may not respect us, they may not respect our way of life, they may not understand our way of life, we have to understand them and we have to respect their space, regardless if they return that treatment. Why? Because if you call yourself a divine being, then you have to see what, you have to see what they can't see. You have to exercise compassion. That's what compassion is. You know, the same thing with the whole story of Jesus. They hung him on the cross. He didn't feel no type of way, right? People were hanging him on a cross, and he still said, "Forgive them." He's still like, yo, they just don't know what they're doing. They are ignorant to their true reality. Forgive them, because he understood that they just don't know who they are. So they will behave in that manner as if they are unconscious because that's what they are. So he didn't even have no grudge. And that's why he was able to ascend. That's the whole message of the story. The message of the story is, can somebody hang your ass on the cross and you not feel no type of way about it? They subject you to all type of pain and hardship, and you not feel no type of way about it because you understand their reality. You understand that they are unconscious. You understand that they have been programmed. You understand that they are not in their right mind. So even though they're hanging you on a fucking cross, they're taking your life, and they screaming and yelling, and they're exciting people drinking beer, smoking weed, watching you die on this cross. And you don't feel no type of way. You don't allow hatred to build in your heart. That's why he was able to ascend, because he was going through the worst situation possible and still didn't hold no type of grudges. His heart, that's why Jesus is always pointing to his heart. His heart was lighter than a feather when he died. again, we know that this is a metaphor, but it has truth within. The metaphor has truth within it. Can you remain conscious amongst the unconscious? So even if they try to demonize you, you don't hold no grudges. Your heart remains lighter than a feather. If your heart can remain lighter than a feather, you will live a heavenly existence. That's just the way it works. That's why we don't take family, friends, associates. We don't take anything they do seriously, because we understand we have to exercise compassion even if they're in the wrong. Even if they're in the wrong, we exercise compassion. There's no way around it. We exercise compassion because we are compassionate beings, because we understand their situation and we understand our situation. It is what it is. You know, that we have to truly practice a divine culture. That's what it means to be divine, to be compassionate to those who may not see things the way you see it. Right? So there we go. So let me see. Yeah, you definitely can't argue with closed-minded folks. It's a waste of energy. Absolutely. Just exercise compassion. Yeah, so you already know Afro pick, but we just have to have a higher consciousness. So yeah, if people want to offer us stuff, you trying to do your spirituality now. People trying to feed you. People trying to like, yo, you trying to abstain from sex, and your partner wants to have sex a lot more than usual. That's just how the game goes. It's like, how strong is your will? How strong is your will? You know, because again, we may be in partnerships, we may be in contracts. So we have already made contracts with people. So it all, how strong is your will? And how compassionate are you? So even if they get mad, you may be like, yo, I don't want to have sex for a week. I'm just trying to be, trying to get my energy signature on point. And they get mad. They may get mad. But you gotta be compassionate, because you understand. I understand they are emotional, and I understand why they're angry. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna argue with them. I understand, like, oh yeah, they may not like that, they may not understand, but I am compassionate, so I understand them. So I'm not gonna, even if they try to argue with me or try to bring negative energy to me, I'm not gonna reciprocate it. I'm gonna always exercise compassion and keep the levels balanced. Always exercise compassion, because again, they may not. Why the fuck are you fasting? Why the fuck are you staying abstinent? Why the fuck are you doing this? Why the fuck are you changing your diet? Why the fuck? 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 Strong will and compassion. That's what it is, Even if nobody understands, you understand yourself. You understand what you're trying to do. You are the scientist conducting scientific experiments. Let other people catch up. They just may not understand. You already know, though. You know. Let me see. Exactly. We always got to check ourselves. How do you control your lusts and sexual urges? I struggle with this. It ain't. It depends on who you are. Depends on who you are. Like some people are not really sexually active people, and they never was, and they never will be. Some people just. There's people on this earth who've probably only had sex with just a handful of people, probably less than that, right? So there's people walking this earth right now who've had sex with less than like 5 people, right? Because that's just the way they were raised. That's just the way that they want to live their life. No problem. However, there are many of us who are naturally promiscuous. Not a decision. There are those of us who are naturally promiscuous. But if we are naturally promiscuous and we try to live like we're not, it's going to cause problems. So if you are a sexually active person, then practice your lifestyle. It is what it is, because that's how you are naturally. That's just it, you know what I mean? It all. But if you're trying to change that, that's one thing. If you're trying to change it, that's one thing. And if you're trying to change it, you have to do it through meditation and concentration, your willpower. You may have to fast for a couple of days. You may have to change your diet. You may have to stop, putting chemicals in your body. So if you're trying to change that lifestyle, then you got to change your whole lifestyle. But if that's how you naturally are, then I suggest everybody to be who they are naturally. Be who you are. That's why there really is no right or wrong. It can be a person who like, yo, I'm in a committed relationship, I'm good. But there's another person who like, I like having sex with a different person every week. And you just gotta respect it. because that's just how they are. It is what it is. Again, there's no right or wrong. We gotta exercise compassion. We gotta understand. Don't deny because again, somebody who is not having sex with 20 people don't feel like they're denying themselves versus somebody who's promiscuous who loves having sex with many people, and if they don't, they feel like they're denying themselves. Everybody doesn't feel like that. So you have to understand who and what you are. Again, this is why people get natal charts done. This is why you go into yourself and observe your alter ego in the dream world. You just gotta know who you are and practice your lifestyle. You can still be spiritual and promiscuous. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We just take the religious thought out of the equation and practice your spirituality. You know what I mean? Know the difference. Know the difference. We ain't talking about heaven and hell and you're doing right and you're doing wrong. We're talking about exercising your spirit. To be spiritual is to mobilize your spirit. Your spirit is in motion. Exercise your spirituality. That's what it is. I know it may be too far fetched for a lot of people, but it may take some time to get on the waves and be patient with yourself. If this just seems like, just be patient with yourself. You know what I mean? Just be patient. All right. What is Lar immortal? I don't know what you're talking about. Profoundly dignified. What is Lar immortal? I think you may have made a typo. Try to just type your question again. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. If that's what you're referring to, let me know what that is. I don't know what an LAR immortal is, but you may have typed that wrong. So just retype the question. You done no flat for 90 days many times? Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. I don't think I've ever did it that long. But I'm a different type of person. You know what I mean? I may be completely different than you. Like, I don't think I went times in my life where I didn't have sex for like a whole year or just maybe one time a year. I've done that many times where I only have sex with one person a year. It don't necessarily got to be a person I'm in a relationship or nothing. I may just like, I'm attracted to this person this 1 month out the year. So I've done that before. Not necessarily consciously, but I've done that before because my mind is be so focused in spirit. I'm not necessarily out here actively looking for that. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends. But I'm a very, very sexually active thinker. I call myself that. I'm a sexually active thinker. So if somebody comes to me, okay, let me give y'all this example. I'll give you an example. When I was out there, for those who have been following me, I just did that 49-day homeless challenge, right? I'm always doing challenges. That's why I do this stuff, right? To let y'all know it's real. So I'm always doing these challenges. So one of the days when I was out in the streets, traveling these streets of Vegas, on one of these days, I was resting at a bus stop. Right? Just rest. I'm like, I've been walking for hours and hours and hours. Let me just sit at this bus stop and let me just chill out for a minute. So I'm chilling at this bus stop and I end up falling asleep. For I don't know how long I was asleep. It wasn't that long. I end up falling asleep. Then somebody wakes me up. It's this woman. This woman wakes me up. She sits right next to me. She wakes me up. She got a drink in her hand and everything. And she's looking at me with these bedroom eyes. She's looking at me with the bedroom eyes. And she's asking me, she's like, yo, she's trying to get it in other words. I don't necessarily got to repeat what she said. It was very, 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 nonetheless, she's trying to get it in other words. So she waking me up out of my beauty sleep. Wanting to get it in. I'm like, who the fuck are you? She get on me, so I'm like, clearly she's intoxicated, right? So I understand this. I'm like, all right, she's intoxicated. So she's in a very, very lustful position. So I had to make the decision. I'm like, I either had a decision to lay this girl down and have my way, or just like, yo, let's let it breathe. So I made a decision to let it breathe. Like I didn't take it. I'm like, nah, I'm not going. I feel like I'm taking advantage of a person if they're intoxicated and I'm not. I'm like, you're not in your right mind, so you probably wouldn't be doing this if you wasn't drunk. You know, some people may use that as an opportunity, like, yo, I'm about to get it in, but I'm like, nah, I'm cool. However, I say that to say that my mind before I went to sleep was very sexually active. So that's the point I brought that up. I was probably thinking about porno scenes before I went to sleep because I just may have been feeling that way. So when the actual event manifested for me to really get it in, I just had to like, oh shit, I was just thinking about this. I'm like, oh shit, here it is. Rapid manifestation instantly, right? But you know, science is conducting experiments. So I've seen with my own eyes and my own experience how thoughts can become things in a short amount of time. I've seen it. I've seen it, you know what I mean? Can't nobody tell me different. That's why I went out into the streets and I learned the truth. That's why I do what I do. When you are moving like that, manifestation takes place at a more rapid pace. You know, hopefully y'all can understand that. I know this shit is like, it's raw, it's harsh. Nobody else will say something like this, but this is just what's been happening to me. It is what it is, right? I'm just a sexually active thinker. You know, it is what it is. So fasting is a faster way to connect with source, absolutely, absolutely. It increases your manifestation, absolutely. All right. What's up, Miss Lady Lovejoy? What's up, Loa X? What's up, Moon Spirit? I just recently kicked hair on thanks to spiritual principles and universal law. Shout out to you back from hiatus. You know what I mean? Definitely kick those habits that take you further away from spirituality. So big shout out to you for kicking that habit. Big shout out to you, you know, much love to you, man. We already know. Exactly. Much love to you, big bro. All right. Peace. What's up, Leandro? I'll see you up in here. Fasting makes everybody want to feed you. Absolutely. That is very true. You've only had sex with one woman and you're cool with it? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Some people are cool with it. So for people who are cool with that, you may not understand how it is for somebody who wants to have sex with a different person every day. That's not natural to you. So therefore, you never even had to worry about things like that because that's not natural to you. So if that's not natural to you, there's no reason for you to be doing that because it's not natural to you. You're just fine with one woman or one man, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has the ability to live whatever lifestyle they choose. Nothing wrong with that. And that's why I try to weigh both sides. Nothing wrong with being promiscuous. Nothing wrong with being a committed person. There's nothing wrong with either path. Just practice a path that's natural to you. Some people, like, one woman ain't enough. One man ain't enough. Some people naturally think like that. Respect it. Respect it. You know what I mean? It's a respect thing for me. I respect all ways of life. I don't look at nobody different. I don't look at nobody different. It is what it is. All right. The universe will test your will. Well, what is the universe? So let's clear that shit up. Because people say the universe. What is the universe? Don't say the universe tests your will, but you're a divine being. Which one is it? That's just like saying God tests you. But who is God? You know what I mean? So we gotta make sure that we understand what we're saying. So when you say the universe, it's like the equivalent to say God tests you. But I thought you was God. So are you testing yourself? Right? Excuse me. You know what I mean? So all this universe talk, what is the universe? Are you not the universe in motion? Are you not the macro, not the macro, the macro. Yeah, I be getting it confused. This is the micro, there we go, not the macro. Are you not the microcosm of the universe? Right? So, we definitely, nobody's testing you but self. It's your own soul that tests you. There's no higher power testing you. You are the higher power. That you feel, that you call the universe, that you call God, that's you too. That's you. It's just you not in a physical body. Your soul is within you, but your soul is also somewhere else at the same time. So what we call the universe or the higher self, that is all you. There is no separate being. There's no separate being outside of yourself testing you. That does not happen. You are testing yourself with your thoughts. The more you control your thoughts, the more you realize that this is a reflection of me. When you organize your thoughts and you see this happen in real time, it is a reflection of you. You know, it may take, but don't try to rush that. Don't try to rush that understanding. Take some time, you know, do some research. You know what I mean? Read the 7 universal laws, read the Kabbalion, read the book called Ancient Future. You know what I mean? Do your study so that you can truly understand this thoroughly, inside and out, so that there is no more confusion. So there you go. All right. Well, your opinion definitely matters, Afro Pick. You know, it don't matter if you're a man or a woman. We all have a perspective of life that is useful. All right. If I possess more body weight, I would execute extended fast, but I'm skin and bones. So fucking what? I'm skin and bones. Do I look like I have huge muscles? But I fast all the fucking time. You know what I mean? So it ain't got nothing to do with your weight. It's just, if you lose weight, you're going to gain it right back when you stop your fast. So, you know what I mean? Listen, does this look like a huge arm? Do these look like big muscle arms? Like, nah, I'm fasting all the time. It is what it is. You just put the weight back on. Put the weight back on when you start eating. It is what it is. So don't let your weight stop you from getting it in. We lose weight, we gain weight. The body is flexible. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If you sleep with someone, you're gonna cop breakfast together the next day. I agree. You know, if you're giving somebody your time like that, y'all definitely gotta cop some breakfast. You know, re-energize y'all frequency. It is what it is. All right. What about people who get involved with the same sex? I know it's a sin with religion, but what about spirituality? Yeah, spiritually, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Spiritually, again, the spirit doesn't view things like a human view things. So no, the spirit don't give a fuck about who you fucking, who you looking at. The spirit don't give a fuck about none of that. Because it's just, no, so it don't matter. Same sex, opposite sex, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Because everybody's different. Everybody had a different way of life. So the spirit ain't tripping over that. That's very, very minuscule. Very, very minuscule in a grander scheme of things. So the spirit don't give a fuck about that. Right? We already an hour in. Let me see. Asha, you say disrespectfully based on your lifestyle. Can you say that you can comfortably live on your own with the money you got coming in? Did I not just show you that? I just proved that. I was just homeless for 50 days by choice. I went out into the streets to show and prove that I don't need anything else but self. I just proved this. That's why I don't have to talk about it. Those who know, know. So I don't have to say it. Those who know, know. I just proved that. For myself, as well as everybody else. Like, yo, here I am with nothing and still rose above. That's why I do what I do. And I've been doing this for a year. That ain't the first time. That's not the second time. And that's not the third time. Just watch my videos for a whole year. Watch every since I've been live streaming. My very first live stream, I was doing a homeless challenge when I was in LA. I was doing a homeless challenge when I was in New York. How did I even get there though? On purpose, not because I'm just in a bad situation. Just because I wanted to learn the streets. That's why I do it. I do it as a learning experience, as a science experiment. So I've already proven that you can be here and rise above any situation. I already did that. Do I need to continue to do that? I don't need to continue. I already did it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And all I rose above every single time. So again, just watch my video. I've already proven that. I already laid that down in stone. I already laid it down in stone. So it is what it is. But I don't expect everybody to understand that. You know, but I am respectful. So, you know, I appreciate the question nonetheless. When you go to YouTube, the header says Lar Immortal. Oh, I don't know who that is, man. I don't know who that is. You gotta give me a description of, basically you gotta ask me, like, who is this, a person with a YouTube channel and they talk about particular things? Like, I don't know who you're talking about, profoundly defined. Is that a person you're talking about? Is that a way of life? I don't know who that is. So, Brianna says, celibacy has helped me a lot. Shout out to you, Brianna. Much love to you, much respect to you. Do you. As long as you're doing you, I don't have nothing to say. Do you. Do you. I mean, it is what it is. It's been, you know, I see, I guess it's not a lot of sexually active people over here. I guess y'all may not be in the West Coast, because this is a different way of life. It's a different way of life over here. But again, I respect our way of life. It don't matter. Do what's right for you so that you can evolve. Because we all come here for a different reason. So do what you do. Somebody is at the high energy bus stop. This is what I'm saying. Like, I can tell y'all so many stories. I can make a whole video just telling y'all all type of stories that I have seen in the streets, because I chose to go out there and I chose to raise above it. You know, I can be here all day talking about the various stories that I've experienced. But, you know, not to tell anybody else you need to do what I do. That's just something that I chose to do, because I'm like, that was I just like conquering fears. You know, I just like conquering fears. That was a fear of mine. I had a fear of being homeless at one time. So I went out into them streets and I conquered that fear over and over and over again. So to the point now, it ain't nothing. You know, it ain't nothing. But that was for me. That's something I did for me. Not telling nobody else that they got to do it. That's just a fear that I had to overcome. And I just chose to document it so everybody else can see me conquering these fears. That's just what I did personally. All right? Kush Goddess isn't a virgin no more. Shout out to you. You know what I mean? You know, that first time is magical. Hopefully it was. All right. Let me see. Definitely sex is definitely artistic. All those crickets I'm hearing, yeah, we got a lot of exotic insects over this way. So you hearing all type of stuff. So yeah, definitely. You know, I know it's like, you see, that's like the West Coast sound, right? You come on to the West Coast, you see all type of tropical shit. All right. A sexually dry spell. What is the mental way to break out of it? All right. So finally, somebody's trying to be sexually active. All right. I've been waiting for you to ask that. I've been waiting for somebody to, you know, like, all right, yeah, I'm trying to get it in. All right. So for all the people that is trying to get it in, so let's just say, yeah, you had a dry spell. You looking to get some work in. You want to put some work in. So there's many different ways to do this. Many different ways to do this. If you are a man, breathe out of your right nostril. Meaning, when you get up in the morning, you get yourself together before you go to work or before you start your day, whatever it is that you're doing. Cover up your left nostril. All right. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, so y'all can see what I'm saying. So you see, this is some tissue, right? This is like a napkin. This is some cotton, right? You put it in your left nostril. See this? There you go. Right? And you don't see it, right? You don't see it. So you see. So I put this in my left nostril. So now I can't breathe out of this. So I'm breathing out of my right nostril. You do that all day. What this is going to do, this is charging you up with masculine energy. This is charging you up. Women are naturally attracted to masculine energy. This isn't something they think about. This is subconscious. So when you are breathing through your right nostril more, you are building up your masculine energy. This makes you more attractive to the opposite sex naturally. Naturally, it ain't about nothing conscious. This is subconscious. So you naturally become more attracted to the opposite sex when you charge yourself up with masculine energy as a man, and it's the opposite as a woman. Charge yourself up with your feminine energy. So you breathe out of your left instead of the right. So just switch it up if you're a woman. So just that alone. Just that alone. We ain't got to say nothing else. Just that alone, just that simple thing alone will give you a completely different experience with the opposite sex. Just that alone. We ain't even got to go into mantras. We ain't even got to go into techniques. We ain't even got to go into none of that. Just adjust your breathing and watch the magic happen. We ain't got to do, it's simple as that. Simple as that. We ain't got to give you no just do that. Do that for about 21 days. Charge yourself up for about 21 days and you will see the difference. People will treat you differently. Everything is going to be absolutely different. And I have done this. I have practiced this and I know it works. So I'm not telling you nothing that I have not already did and I experimented with myself and I've already gotten results. This is already tested. This comes from The Amazing Secrets of the Yogi. If you want a book reference, read the book, The Amazing Secrets of the Yogi by Charles Hannell. That's the source. So if you want the source, so I'm not just making this up, this is from a source. This comes from the yogis in India. This is what they have been doing since the beginning of time. This is from the yogis in India. So this is where it comes from. So although there was Charles Hannell was a European, but he went over to the Far East and he got it from the people over there. So this isn't his own words. This is where he got from the Far East. So for everybody who want the reference, there you go. All right, I see somebody left a $11 donation. I appreciate you. So once I see your name, as I'm scrolling through the comments, I definitely acknowledge you again. But I see it's up at the screen, so I appreciate the $11 super chat. Whoever did that, I'm definitely going to find you in just a second. Let me just get through these comments. All right, let me see. Yeah, definitely, you don't like mad people in your sexual space. Again, I completely understand. I completely understand. Kush Goddess put a lust, self-love spell on me for the sexual dry spell, and 2 guys went crazy on me from the lust spell. Definitely. This is what I'm saying. That lets you know right there. That lets you know right there that it's all about energy. It's not about how you look. It's not about what you wear. It ain't about all the things that we think it has something to do with what type of shoes you got on and all this bullshit. It is all about energy. People are drawn to your energy. That's why spells work. That's why charms work. That's why when you alter your breathing, so you can charge yourself up with different types of energy. That's why that works. There you go. You know what I mean? It's all about energy. If you can understand that, it is all about energy. It's not about how you look, where you from, where you going, all this other stuff, how much money is in your pocket and all that. It is strictly all about energy. If you can put that in your mind and you can understand that, then you will see how this plays out in all ways of life. Right? You already know. You said if you try that, your mom will put you in a mental institution. Yeah, trust me, my mom don't understand shit I'm doing. Trust me, my mom don't understand nothing. She like, why the fuck are you doing this? She always asks me. She don't get none of this at all. But I understand it because she don't come from these times. Like, she was born in the 70s, so her whole perspective of life is completely different than me. She was born in the 70s. She had a different way of life. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily expect her to understand. You know what I mean? This is a new wave. This is the first time that people have been thinking like this. People was not thinking like this. Well, I'm not going to say that. People were thinking like this in the 70s, if you were in tune, because this is like the birth of hip-hop. Hip-hop came in the early 70s, so people were already thinking on this level. But, this was never necessarily mainstream thought. This was never mainstream thought. It was always in the streets. It was always in the underground. That's why I go to the streets and I go to the underground to get certain information, because that's where it's at. You can't find everything in the book. You may not always have a person to talk to. Sometimes you got to take your ass to the underworld to get certain information. And that's what I do. So if anybody know where is all this information coming from, I got it out of the streets. I got it out of the underworld. I had to go there to get this information. I didn't have a choice. That's where it's at. So that's what it is. When women want sex, it's mad intense. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. Women are more sexually lustful than men. If you didn't know that. If you didn't know that, you know what I mean? Women definitely are more aggressive sexually than men. I've seen it with my own eyes. I could not believe. I could not believe it. I'm like, yo, I see what you're doing. I couldn't believe it. But that's just life. It's all about energy. You charge up with the right energy, women will let you know that they want you. You know, and vice versa. You know. Oh, that's what profoundly dignify was talking about. Solar Immortal. Oh yeah. When you go to my channel, you see Solar Immortal. I guess that's what he's asking about. So okay, so for people who don't understand what that means, when I say a solar immortal, when I say that means you can say a masculine energy field of a dark energy. What do I mean? So for example, so let me put it this way: when you say that you are an immortal, that's like the equivalent of saying like you're a zombie, or you are a vampire, or you are somebody who lives forever, right? So we're talking more so about a darker energy. So when you say immortal, it's like a darker energy. But the reason I put solar in front of the immortal to balance the energy. So the immortal is like the dark side, the magnetic side. Then the solar is a energetic or the electric side. So it's masculine, solar, immortal, feminine energy working together. So that's what that is. It's alchemy. It's alchemy for those who didn't understand what that is. But I've been using Solar Immortal forever. That ain't something that I just started using. Watch my video, the complete manifestation guide, Hip Hop Alchemy. I put that out back in 2015. It's on my channel. The complete guide of manifestation, Hip Hop Alchemy. I put that out back in 2015. And the beginning of the video, it says Solar Immortal Incorporated. So I've been using Solar Immortal for years now, you know. So it's not nothing new. It's not nothing new. What advice would you give somebody trying to do the homeless challenge? Man, it's not easy. So let me make that clear. It's not easy. It is not easy. With some nights was terrible. Some nights was terrible. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying none of that. It is very, very challenging. It's very, very hard. But it was just something that I had to conquer. So I had enough willpower to endure through it. But let's just say you want to do it, you know, just because you just want to see what's up. You want to see what really goes on in your own city. So what I would recommend, don't get used to one place. So go all around your city. Travel all around your city. Don't just stay downtown. Don't just stay uptown. Go to many different parts of your city. The whole purpose of that, why I did it, is to learn the city. The only reason I know my city is because I traveled the whole city. I know Manhattan like the back of my hand because I walked every street in Manhattan. I walked like every single street because I was out there for like 30 days. I was out in New York for a whole 30 days. I didn't just come in and fly out like everybody else. I was there for a weekend. You just know I was in New York for a full month living. I didn't just go there and come back. I was out there a whole month. I was out in LA a whole month. I was out in the streets like a whole month. So I'm out there for a long period of time. But don't stay in one location. Travel the whole city so that you can know what goes on in your city. So travel. Don't really try to make any friends. You know, people's gonna be on stupid shit. You already know, but don't really get pulled into anybody else's vortex. You know what I mean? You may come in contact with people, yeah, whatever. But don't get drawn into nobody else's vortex. Keep it moving, and always be safe. You know what I mean? Let's just say if you had to sleep outside, for example, make sure you sleep in a place where people can't see you, so that, you know, motherfuckers ain't going through your pockets and shit when you sleep. So always, you gotta think like that. You know what I mean? You gotta think like that. So everything, just spread it out. Like, you gotta, you know, if you gotta wash yourself up, they may have bathrooms in the gas station. They may have bathrooms in like the McDonald's or whatever. You gotta utilize all the resources you have available to you. It's a whole different way of life. It's like living in a third world country almost. You know, so that's the advice. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't really try to make too many friends, if any at all. You know what I mean? Be safe. Protect yourself. You know what I mean? Just keep your mind focused on a mantra. You know, meditate. Keep your mind in the spirit. You know, so I was definitely keeping mantras on my mind. I was definitely staying active. I was staying in the libraries. Go to the libraries. Read books. Go online. You know, keep your phone charged. You need to charge your phone. Go to the library. Go to the library. Make sure your phone stays charged up. You know what I mean? Read some books about spirituality. Of course, they're gonna have some in there. Or just utilize your phone. Utilize the internet. You know, read the PDF format books. So always stay focused, always constantly be elevating your mind. So that's what I was doing. I was in a library all the time, elevating my mind. And I had to leave the library. I'm in meditation. I'm doing my mantras. I'm always in motion. I'm always moving. You know, so that's what it is. So whether I had money in my pocket or if I didn't have money in my pocket, I was doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. I didn't allow that to influence the way I thought. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? You just learn. You learn as you go. You learn as you go. You know, so for anybody who want to do something like that, it's not easy. It will change you because you start looking at life a lot differently because you have to live differently. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to anybody who's brave enough to do that. But I definitely don't recommend it for the those who ain't built for that type of lifestyle. So it's not for everybody. Not saying that everybody needs to do it because I did it. That's just something I did for myself. All right, so I see Marvin the Magi. Once again, you already know Marvin the Magi always coming through with the 1111. Definitely appreciate you, homie, once again. You know what I mean? Always holding the brother down. You already know. I appreciate you much, big homie. Let me see. It's different proportions on the computer versus tablet. Yeah. I know what y'all talking about. Yeah, so if you look at it from a phone, it's one way. If you look at it from a computer, it's one way. If you look at it, yeah. So that's just how YouTube does it. YouTube just does that on their own. And CT, women are more masculine. Trust me, bro. It's like that all. It's like that all over the place. It ain't just. I believe CT is Connecticut. Women are masculine all over the United States. That's everywhere, man. Because that's what they had to be. So I understand it. Why? Because again, I already talked to y'all about it. Where it's these women out here raising these kids. It's these women out here. You know what I mean? They raising the kids. They working the jobs. They're doing so much that they just naturally had to tap into their warrior spirits. So that's basically what it means. It's a lot of warrior spirits out here because they had to be. They were forced to be warriors because of their circumstances. So it's a lot of women out here on their warrior shit and they super masculine. You know what I mean? So that's just how some of them are built because that's just how they had to survive. It is what it is, you know. So but that's everywhere, you know what I mean? That's not just in Connecticut, that's everywhere. All right. What's up, Coco 0519? What's the deal? What's a good method to get more ladies and build self-confidence? I struggle with this, brother. Well, I told you, you know, alter your breathing. Breathe through your right nostril. Cover up your left nostril. Breathe through your right nostril. If you want to take it a step further, utilize a mantra clean. I talk about this all the time, right? KLEEM. Keep that mantra on your mind all fucking day. Keep clean on your mind. That helps you to attract relationships, partnerships, friendships, so on and so forth. Clean all day, every fucking day. If you are dedicated, you are serious. You know what I mean? Clean. Do that for 8 hours a day, 45 days. 8 hours a day, 45 days. You will be good. Definitely more women, you will have a lot more feminine interactions and all that. So if you are serious, clean, keep that mantra in your mind, breathing through your right nostril, charge up with the masculine energy. Meditation, practice yoga. Know how to keep your posture on point. Keep your posture on point. You gotta appear masculine. You know what I mean? So don't be loud, slouching and all that. You gotta be masculine in your behaviors as well. You know. So there you go. All right. Man, we've been on here a long time. I'm just spitting. Okay, I see everybody tuning in. Exactly, you know what I mean? You can't pretend. There's no pretending. You definitely got to be natural. That's why you breathe through your right nostril, because you're doing it. It makes you naturally more masculine. When you breathe through your right nostril, it makes you more naturally masculine. So you're not pretending. That's why you are changing from the inside out. You're changing the way you breathe. You're changing the type of thoughts that you contain within your mind. You're changing from the inside out. So you're not pretending. You're not putting on a costume. You are changing from the inside out. That's what makes it effective. There you go. All right. The book you mentioned can be found as a PDF online. Yes. Yes. You can definitely find it as a PDF online. Exactly. Hippies were on a level. Also, gurus from India, they were already hip to it. Exactly. They've been on this shit since the '60s. You know, with the Beatles and all that. The Beatles and Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean? And the Doors and all that. Like, they already been on this. Like, gurus started coming to America, I believe, in like the '50s and '60s. You know, putting down this information. So it's definitely, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. You know, but you see what happened to the Beatles. You see what happened to these gurus. So it don't, just because they was putting down that work, everybody didn't agree with it, because you see it, you see the end result. Like, for example, my favorite guru is Osho, Osha, Osho, or Osho. Not so, sorry, I said that wrong. Osho, Shho, I believe. Osho. You know, that's my favorite guru, because, you know what I mean, he didn't mind cussing. He was like, he was a guru that said use fuck as a mantra in your mind. Just keep saying fuck, 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 fuck. You like, use that as a mantra, use fuck as a mantra, and see what happened. No other guru was talking like that, so I definitely respect Osho. I believe he passed back in the '90s, before I was even born. You know, so I respect Osho. You know, that's my particular favorite guru. You know, I've been studying this stuff for a long, long time. So, you know, most people don't even know who that is. Most people have even no idea who that is. Man, my iced tea is hot now. Hot ass iced tea. All right, let's see what we got. Let me see. Can I hi from NZ? Can you please list the books you recommended earlier in your description box? I think I only recommended one book. I only said The Amazing Secrets of the Yogi by Charles Hannell. I think that's the only book I recommended. Unless I said another book that I forgot I mentioned, but that's it. The Amazing Secrets of the Yogi, Charles Hannell, who was Napoleon Hill's teacher, the person that wrote the famous book Think and Grow Rich. Everybody should know about the book, even if you never read it, because that's what started like the whole New Age movement and all that. That's what made it mainstream. I'm not gonna say that's what started, but that's what made it mainstream. Charles Hannell was his teacher, right? So he was a teacher of Napoleon Hill. So that's what makes his works. And, you know, do your research. He has a Wikipedia page and all that. So you can see, like, he was a real deal. He was a Mason and all that. So he was a real deal. And I practiced the techniques that he's outlined in his book, and they work. So I know it for a fact. Like, that's why I recommend the book, because I tried the experiments and they work. So exactly, this knowledge has been here since the beginning. Absolutely, that's facts. Yeah, I appreciate that, Leandro. You know what I mean? Get it in. You know, get it in. If that's what you want to do, you want to go out there, you know, build yourself up like a warrior. You know what I mean? You're going to definitely build yourself up. You know what I mean? It's like the roles are being switched. More men are feminine, and the opposing is that more women are masculine. Pretty much, you can say that. Yeah, just because of, you know, circumstances. But it's our job to put it back in place. So, for example, you have masculine women, right? But if you are a truly masculine man, it's gonna naturally make her more feminine anyway. See, that's the thing. So yes, we can say all about the roles have been shifted and all that, which is facts. That's facts. I can't debate that. I can't argue that. But when you are in your right position, your right energetic levels, then whoever your partner is going to get in their natural element as well. If you are a masculine man, you're going to automatically, because that's natural, it's going to make the woman want to be more feminine. naturally. So you can override all of this social programming when you properly place your thoughts where they're supposed to be. So we can talk about the roles are switched, facts, but it don't have to remain that way. You can, when you properly put yourself in position, then it's going to make your partner put themselves in position automatically as well. You know, so we can override all the programming because right, mind over matter, mind over matter, override all this social programming. You know what I mean? All right, no problem, Matthew. What's up, Phoenix Rising? Does own clean stream Z make you more attracted to females and attract money? Yep, 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 absolutely. But you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You know what I mean? 8 hours a day for 45 days. If you got that type of endurance, then you will get results. You will get results. Some people get results on day one, but you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. You know. Earth, Wind, and Fire was highly in tune. Absolutely. Facts. That's facts. Earth, Wind, and Fire was in tune. Them album covers with them pyramids. See, I know what people talk about. You know, I don't talk about everything, but you see, when people bring this stuff up, I already know. Them pyramids on them album covers, trust me, insane. Insane. So yes, Earth, Wind, and Fire was definitely on that shit. Clean works for the ladies as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Hindu gods and mantras are powerful? Absolutely. No, facts. Facts. Did I see the documentary on Osho? Yep. Like I've been up on Osho since like 2014. I found out about Osho like 20 years ago, like 4 years ago. You know, I don't even remember how I found him, but I guess I was just interested in this type of knowledge. So yeah, definitely much love to Osho. Much love to Osho. That's my favorite guru. You know, also Dr. Pillai as well. Dr. Pillai, Osho. You know, the list goes on. All right. Exactly. A two-gun shogun. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember, you know, when I was in DC, I met up with two-gun shogun. You know what I mean? He came out to the event in DC. Much love to you, homie, but definitely, you know, Osho was definitely very wise. You know, all the elders know exactly what I'm talking about. This may be off topic, but are the Hindu gods real entities out there? Because I got a strong ass attraction to Kali. I've experienced astral sex, but how can I attract an entity like Kali? All right, so great question, first and foremost. See, everybody's going to be drawn to a certain way of life, right? Everybody's going to be drawn to a certain way of life. So some people are drawn to the Hindus, some people are drawn to the Chinese, some people are drawn to the Japanese, some people are drawn to the Tibetan way of life, some people are drawn to the, you know, the Korean way of life, you know what I mean, so on and so forth, the Philippines, you know, the Himalayas. It all depends on what you're drawn to, right? So it's not necessarily that they're more powerful. You just it may be something in your bloodline that draws you to that particular way of life. That's why you're drawn to Kali. That's why, you know, when you think about Kali, when you activate Kali, it actually has an effect on you because there may be something within you that's connected with that. So if you want to increase that, study yantras. So you got mantras. So if you want to increase that Kali energy, chant mantras that are dedicated to Kali. You can find these on all the Hindu websites. Chant mantras that's dedicated to Kali. Also, steer into yantras. Yantras are basically mantras, pictorial mantras. That's what a yantra is. It's like a mantra in the physical form, like a symbol or a sigil. Get the this iced tea is crazy. All right, so get Kali's yantra, Y-A-N-T-R-A. Yantra. Get Kali's yantra so you can stare into it, as well as do Kali mantras. That's how you're going to be able to increase that energy around you. So mantras, yantras, meditation, and build up your energy. You'll be good. You'll be good. You know what I mean? And of course, feel free to do all other things that you want to do. All right. Rob has been dry fasting for 2 days now. I feel high and haven't smoked. Fasting gives you a natural high. Fasting gives you a natural high. So there you go. So for all my people who want to slow down their smoking, who just want to stop smoking, you can fast and it'll help you get through that. So definitely, but you would never see, you would never have known that had you never tried. So that's why I respect everybody who puts into action everything that I'm speaking about and everything that they find out on their own time. When you put it into action, you get results. You get results. I'm not talking about nothing that's not going to give you results, because I have experienced results myself. So when you put that work in, you will get results. No doubt about that. Outkast was in tune as well. Absolutely. That just hip hop in itself is in tune. Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Wu-Tang. You got a Tribe Called Quest. You got X-Clan. You know, just to name a couple more names. Public Enemy. So on and so forth. It's even now, let's just say nowadays, right? So we can say nowadays, you know, you got most of the rappers that are in tune are underground. You know, you got the mainstream artists, but the underground artists are in tune. So if everybody feel like hip hop is dead and hip hop don't reflect the true culture, you have to listen to underground hip hop. It's still coming out. Cannabis, for those who know about Cannabis, he just released a bomb album, Spit Game. You got motherfuckers like Killer Priest. You got motherfuckers like who else has dropped the album? Razzcast from the West Coast. It's people out here. They just on the underground level. You just gotta find it. You gotta seek it out now. So hip hop has always been intelligent and will remain intelligent. You just gotta seek it out now. It's there. You just gotta seek it out. It's not gonna be placed right in your face no more. You gotta seek it out. You know. That's what it is. I've used clean before going out. It works. Sanded 108 times. There you go. So there you go. So for anybody who think I'm just making this shit up, you see people in the comments saying that they put that work in and they got results. So don't take my word for it. Utilize it. Yeah, definitely. Dr. Palaz on point. Dr. Palaz on point. You know what I mean? There you go. Just utilize it. I'm not telling y'all nothing that don't work. You just got to put it into motion. You know what I mean? So don't take my word for it. There's people letting you know right there that it worked. And that comes from Dr. Palaz. You got the clean mantra and all that. So definitely check out Dr. Palaz. Pillai. All right. The old cartoon Avatar, the last Airbender show was definitely in tune. All these shows is in tune. You know, Dragon Ball Z, right? Alchemist. Yoromi Kenshin. Cowboy Bebop, all those anime and manga shows, because it comes from the Far East. That's what people don't realize. All this anime, y'all remember the show Adult Swim on Cartoon Network? All them shows from Adult Swim, all them shows from the Far East, they had their culture in tune with that. That's why Dragon Ball Z was so big. Yoromi Kenshin, and all that, Yoromi Hosho. All that stuff. It's all that, you know, I can't even think about all the titles. That this shit used to come on all day, every day. Even the video games. It's all in the video games as well. All the classes. It's all in there. It's all in there because it comes from the Far East. So they put their culture in the video games. And that's why we have the culture we do today. That's why everybody's in tune with this anime and all that. That's just the way it is. It don't come on no more. But that's, you know what I'm talking about. Of course they took it off now. They don't want these kids tuning into that. But, you know, that's why, you know, people like XXX Tashion, he was into the anime and all that. You know, it is what it is. You know, the youth nowadays are naturally in tune with this frequency. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, this is nothing new. The magic number is 108 times, absolutely. You know what I mean? 1 plus 8 equals 9, and 9 is the number of manifestation. That's why 108 is the number. All right. Yeah, yantras are good for balancing the brain hemispheres. Absolutely. Two-gun Shogun. Definitely. By putting in the work, clean, stream, brzee also mean working out and take care of your outside appearance, or just the length of the time you chant it. All that. It's a lifestyle. So while you're doing the mantra, you're doing everything on the external level as well. It's a lifestyle. So you're doing internal work and external work. That's what makes it a lifestyle. So you got the inner mantras going on and whatever you're doing externally. You know what I mean? Whatever. And that's determined on whatever it is that you do anyway. That's what makes it a lifestyle. So yes, you are fusing the internal and the external together, making it one whole science. Definitely. All right. Stream Brazil also change your brain and be one with wealth consciousness. Absolutely. Absolutely, Tiffany. Mantras work. There's no doubt about that. Stream Brazil, clean, and you know what I mean? You got Egyptian mantras. You got, you got mantras from the Far East. You got English affirmations. It all depends on what you're drawn to. Do what you do. Do what you do. All right. It's hard but worth it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's hard, but it's definitely worth it. All right. Definitely, you definitely are in your feminine energy. When you date, when you go to them jobs, you definitely in your warrior spirit, definitely. But some women are into their warrior spirit. They don't know how to separate it. Some women are warriors at the job and at home, because they may have kids. Like, yo, I gotta be that warrior goddess for my kids, because they can get out of order. Especially if you're a woman, raising men, young men. You gotta be in that warrior spirit. So some women are warriors at the job, and they still gotta be warriors at the home because they raising men. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Especially if it's not a man in the household, then that's just they just naturally get into that role. So it is what it is, That's what I'm saying. But when you are in your natural role, then it helps balance everything else around you. All right. Can you write clean instead of saying it? Yeah. You can say it internally, you can say it externally, or you can write it down. Right? It all works. So yes, you can write clean down as well. Let me see. I think I got an example here. Motherfuckers think I'm bullshitting, right? Hold on. I want to show y'all. Let me just show y'all how serious I am. Let me see. Here we go. Y'all see this shit? You see this? What does that say? I believe that says stream. Here we go. Here it is. Y'all see this? It says stream. So this is me writing stream. What is this? What? Oh, I'm just playing, right? Oh. Is it another page? Oh, shit. But wait a minute. It's on both sides as well. Look at this. Oh, shit. Y'all think I'm playing though. You see this? Is it more? Oh, it's more. Is it more? Oh no, this is something else. This is my little graffiti. But hold on. There's more, right? But wait, there's more. I got more for y'all. Hold on, here we go. What is this? Clean. Is it more? Oh man, both sides? Oh man, is it more? Oh man, look at this. Is it more? Oh man, just trust me. Y'all think I'm playing. So trust me. I know what I'm talking about. So, motherfucker, y'all think I'm bullshitting with this. So yes, you can write mantras. And I write them, and I just showed you. And this is just my little notebook. I got more. But y'all think I'm playing though, right? You don't have no more. All right, let me show y'all some shit, right? Motherfuckers think I'm playing. Hold on. They might not even be in this one. Look at this. Mantras. Whole page of mantras. Motherfuckers think I'm playing. Hold on. What is that? Stream Brazil? 108 times. That's why I got that star right there. So that's 108 times. So don't get this shit fucked up. I'm putting in that work for real, for real. Don't get this shit fucked up. All right. I'm ever coming back to Detroit. Yeah, I gotta come back home. I don't know when, but it's like, I moved out of Detroit when I was a teenager, so I don't really have memories of Detroit. Like when I think of Detroit, I was like a kid. It's like my memories. I don't even have. If I went to Detroit, I wouldn't even know how to get around. You know what I mean? Like I really don't have a lot of memories of it. Like I didn't even go to high school in Detroit. I went 1 year of high school in Detroit. When we moved to a whole different city. So it's like I'm from Detroit, but it's like, you know, when people, you know, it's like when you become a teenager, that's when you really start navigating around, and you really start having a sense of self. So by the time I started having a sense of self and really started navigating around, I was already gone. You know, so like when I think about Detroit, it's like I think about my early childhood. You know, so like my childhood was in Detroit, but in terms of me becoming, you know, me becoming more mature in myself, I was already gone. All right. You lost money 2 days ago and found the exact same amount yesterday on the ground. Shout out to you, most genuine. That's the fuck what I'm talking about. Real shit. Real shit. All right. Exactly. They get into the subconscious mind very quickly. All right. You definitely got to stay aware of what you listen to, what you do. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. I see you, Rob. So you left Cali and came to the D. That's what's up. You know what I mean? So I fully understand how that go. You know, you probably you really don't remember like, oh, Cali. So what? I was born there. So what? You know what I mean? So I totally understand that. All right. The fact that I can talk and back it up, yes. So I just had to show motherfuckers, just in case y'all think, oh, you just talking. I'm showing y'all the notebooks. I'm putting this work in for real. So I got all type of tarot decks and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We putting in work. You know what I mean? We got tarot. You know what I mean? I don't know what y'all think this shit is. All right. But just in case, you know, everybody don't know the history. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't been watching me for years at a time and seeing this. You know what I mean? So sometimes I gotta show. Motherfuckers like, we ain't out here playing. We ain't out here playing. All right. You coming to Nevada in January? Yeah, that's a good time after the summer. Yeah, don't come here when it's hot. Don't come here when it's hot. You see me, I'm like, it's hard to sit still. You know, this weather is crazy. So yeah, about January, it's still a little cold in January. Still a little cold, but it's better to come here in January than in the summer. But it'd be cool at night. The summertime at night be turned up. You know what I mean? You hit the strip be popping. You hit Fremont, whatever you want to do, it be popping. All right. How long have I been writing mantras? Since like 2009. So like 10 years. I've been doing this shit for like a decade. I've been doing this for a decade. That's how I even got to LA. You know what I mean? I put that into motion. You know, when I was in Detroit, how I got to LA, this is when I started working with mantras. That's how I know this shit works. I didn't have no way to get to LA, but I created a way by keeping my mind focused, meditation, creative visualization. That's how I even got to LA. You know what I mean? So I know this shit is facts for me. Y'all just have to prove it to yourselves. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's how I got to LA. Like, I was putting those mantras in. I was in Detroit with no way to LA. I was putting those mantras in every day. I would wake up every day, 4 a.m., meditating, creative visualization, thinking about LA, thinking about all the things I wanted to do. I was doing this continuously, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And I finally got that phone call. We got a ticket for you. Flew me out, and it's been history ever since, right? So I know this shit works for me, but y'all gotta prove it to yourselves for those who don't know. But obviously, there's a lot of people that do know. But for those who don't know, you know what I mean? Definitely put that work in. So yeah, that's how I even got to LA. So everything you see me in LA, you know what I mean? That's all from my divine mind because I was putting in that work. You know what I mean? But I got many stories. I got too many stories. But let me just think about one. You know what I mean? Again, this happens like on a daily basis for me. Like I live this life on a daily basis. So every day I'm having all type of experience. I'm doing all type of experiments on a daily basis. So it's every day. It's every day. You know what I mean? It's truly a lifestyle. It's truly a lifestyle. All right. All right. And we done been going in for 2 hours. God damn. God damn. Time flies, doesn't it? So I guess we can make this a solid 2 hours before we check out. So yeah, we got about 15 more minutes before we check out. Unless y'all have any more questions. Definitely, this channel help you change your life. That's what's up. Because this information changed my life. And I'm just passing it along. I'm not saying that I'm the creator of any of this. I found it just like y'all found it. I put it into action, and I'm just spreading the word. I'm just spreading the word. So it changed my life too. This information changed my life, and that's why I'm speaking about it today. All right. Definitely will be supporting a new movement, getting a full reading soon. I appreciate that. So yeah, let me plug it in for right now. So again, if anybody need any services done, any spiritual work done, hit up my email, asharenu.com. Definitely check out the website. If you want exclusive information, you can join the membership section of my website. $5 a month, no sweat. That's if you are, you want to go deeper into the science. If you want a more personal, intimate connection. What else we got going on? Like I said, I'm definitely still coming with the book. The book is Seership. That's going to be coming out in August. You know what I mean? So if you want to get a pre-order for that, anything you want to do, just hit up the email. Definitely check the links in the description as well. So definitely putting a plug in there. All right, so unless anybody has any questions, we can begin to check up out. But all right, before we get out, let me pull a couple tarot cards. And let's just see what the tarot got to say before we get up out of here. So y'all choose what deck y'all want me to use. Y'all got a choice. So y'all put it in the comments. What deck y'all want me to use? If y'all want me to use this deck, type the number 1. The Goddess deck, this is number 1. Y'all want me to use the Egyptian deck, the number 2. Y'all want me to use the Crows deck, number 3. And if y'all want me to use the Thoth deck, number 4. So y'all let me know. So we'll do a tarot reading before we get up out of here. What deck y'all want me to use? So y'all let me know. Just type the number in. Alright. Definitely Adult Swim. You already know Adult Swim. Do you think one day we all will have the abilities to see in these superhero movie, animes, and video games? We have the ability right now. What do you think this is based off of? All this is based off of real life. When you think about, like Dragon Ball Z, Goku and all that, you don't think people was out in these streets bodybuilding, having super huge muscles, looking like a real life Goku? They get this from people. All this is based on us anyway. This is what we have been doing since the beginning of time. All these animes is based off of us and what we have done throughout our time on this earth. It is all based on us. So when we look at cartoons like Dragon Ball Z, we have these same abilities. It's just invisible. So the same way they're shooting energy balls out of their palm, we can do that too. You just don't see it with your eyes. So when they make cartoons, they just animate it so that you can see it. But we still have these abilities. So all these things are already based on us. So we already have these abilities. This is who we are. We're just seeing who and what we are. All right. So I see Crow, number 3, 2 and 4, 4, 4. So I'm getting more 4s than anything. 4. I've been seeing crows everywhere. Yeah, we definitely are the Saiyans, absolutely. So I see more 4s. So we do the Crowley's deck, we do the Thoth deck. So I see more 4s. Not a problem. So we'll get this in. So let me shuffle up. All right. I heard some cat with your whole King L flow style on the radio. It is what it is. Trust me, trust me. A lot of people are influenced by what we're doing, and I'm not taking full credit. It's a lot of people, a lot of people out here spreading this word. So that God flows. It is what it is. I ain't mad at it, because I always switch my style up anyway. I'm constantly switching my style up, so I can care less if somebody using my old styles. I've been making music for 10 years, man. I've been making music for 10 years. So it's like I feel like I'm an elder in this shit. So let people use the old flows they want to. I can create new flows. When you are originator, then it's like, all right, you see people using your flows, you create a new flow. Because this is your lifestyle. We really live this life. I already know. So I'm definitely gonna be recording new music and all that. If y'all want new music, I can give it. because we live this life for real. We live this life for real. Y'all want new music? Y'all want new God flows? Y'all already know. We can definitely get this in. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. All right, we're gonna shuffle this up a little bit more. All right. So we'll pull a couple cards, see what's going on. Let me make sure I'm caught up with all the questions. All right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely take notes in the comments. This is what I mean. This is a collective experience. So I'm giving my experience, the comments. Everybody's giving their experience. So everybody, not just learning from me, you learn from everybody else as well, because everybody got their own experience. So that's why I say I may be the person in front of the camera, but everybody has a real life experience. Everybody can share their experience. So learn from the comments. So I'm glad you can play back the comments as well, because you can definitely learn. So whenever you play this back, for the people who's going to be watching the playback, definitely be tuning into the comments as well, so that you can see it's a lot more inner conversations that are going on in the comment section that I may not be speaking about. So, okay, so let's see. Let's pull a couple cards. All right, let's see what we got. So first card. First card is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Put it over here. There we go. So I guess I should do it like this. Queen of Cups. So who's the Queen of Cups? The Queen of Cups is all about tranquility. The Queen of Cups is also the ability to take on whatever form you need to take on at a particular time. So for example, you see the Queen, but you don't really see her face, right? You see the Queen. Let me see if I can, let me turn this over here like this so y'all can see this better. There you go. So you see the Queen, but you don't really see her face because she's translucent. So you see the Queen, she's up here, but then she has her reflections in the waters. So you see this is a line. So all this is water and all this is a Queen. So this is being reflected into the water. So in other words, this is basically the Queen can take on whatever form she needs to take on to do whatever she needs to do. So like we were saying earlier, there's a lot of women out here that's on that warrior goddess vibe, because they have to be warrior goddesses. So if she needs to be a warrior goddess, she will take that form if she needs to, but she doesn't associate herself with any form. She is formless. The Queen of Cups is formless. She can take on whatever form she needs to take on at any given time for whatever purpose she needs to accomplish, but she remains still. So whatever form or whatever reflection she chooses to take on, she remains still and tranquil within her kingdom. So she may need to put on that warrior. She may need to put on that sex goddess, the warrior goddess, the sex goddess, the lust goddess, or she can be the Queen of Cups, right? So the Queen of Cups is giving the example of we are formless beings. We can take on whatever energy we need to take on for whatever particular purpose that we're trying to accomplish. So whatever, it's like mask, basically. It's like a mask. You put on the warrior mask, then you take it off when the war is over. You put on, you can say the mask to channel in new information, then you take it off. So we don't associate ourselves with the mask. We put them on when we need to, and we take them off when the mission is accomplished. So this is all about, don't identify yourself with the mask. Put it on when it's necessary, then take it off. That's what it is. So that's a example of the Queen of Cups. Next card, we'll draw three cards. We ain't gonna make it too complex. Next card. Boom. Change. So we see this snake or this serpent. Why? Because this serpent has a crown. That means he is conscious. So he's not the regular snake that's just slithering on his belly. He is the arise snake, or the Kundalini force that has become aware of itself. The reason it represents change, you see that 8 figure, so you see the 8 figure, you see the yin and the yang. Why does it represent change? You also see Jupiter. You see the symbol of Jupiter right here. This is a symbol of Jupiter. This is the symbol of Capricorn. So Jupiter in the degree of Capricorn. Jupiter is all about expansion and change. Capricorn is all about organization and materialization. So when we put all these things together, you see this snake is expanding and biting its own tail to create a energy grid or energy circuit. So when the snake bites its tail, the energy starts, because it's putting pressure on its tail by biting it. So it's creating an energy grid. When it bites its own tail, it's creating an energy grid. That energy grid that's created from its biting its own tail is generating a new type of energy. That new type of energy that is being generated allows the snake to shed its skin. The skin that's being shedded from the snake allows the snake to become that kundalini force that's rising up the spine. So in other words, what does that have to do with us? When we are conscious of our pains and our pleasures, that, okay, some change is violent. You have violent change, then you have subtle change, right? So the snake, crown snake, this represents, it don't matter, some change is violent, some change is subtle, but change is necessary. Change is always necessary, sometimes violent, sometimes subtle. But when you create this energy grid, again, so the same way we talk about putting mantras in your mind, the same way we talk about working out, the same way we talking about doing scientific experiments. This is the conscious snake creating an energy grid, so it's generating a new type of energy. I say right breathing and left breathing, right? You're creating a new energy grid, and this is creating a new frequency within yourself, and it's going to change your whole life. So that's what this represents. Creating energy grids to influence and change the world around you by creating an energy grid. Alright, so last card. And you see, we can go super deep into this. The last card, the sun. Alright? So we see, when we see the sun, we see all of the zodiac around it. Let me put this a little closer so y'all can see. So you see the zodiac. See the full zodiac. You see that's the crab, that's Cancer, that's Gemini. What is this? This is I believe this is Leo, whatever, right? We got the whole zodiac. And you see the sun in the middle, then you see the opposites. And you see the hill, you see this, yada yada yada. So when we're dealing with the sun, this represents harmonization of all forces. The masculine, the feminine, all of the zodiac, and the sun in the middle reflecting this light. Or generating the light, sorry, not reflecting the light, but you can say, okay, the sun reflects the light of Sirius, just like the moon reflects the light of the sun. So you can say that. It all depends on how deep you want to go. So the sun is reflecting the light of Sirius. So it's Sirius, the star Sirius, the constellation Sirius, that's truly giving life to everything around us. So the sun is just reflecting the light of Sirius, for those who even understand that concept, right? And this is what harmonizes everything around us. So the sun is reflecting the light. So we have a light. We have an inner sun. So there's a sun out there, but there's a sun in the middle of the earth as well. So there's a sun in the middle of the earth, just like it's a sun within us. We have suns within us that help harmonize all of the forces around us. Magnetism, right? Electricity and magnetism, electromagnetism. So this is why when we activate our inner sun, which is our solar plexus is our inner sun, which has something to do with your self-talk. So the solar plexus controls your self-talk. How you speak to yourself, that inner conversation you have with yourself, or that inner sun. So if you are your own best friend, by constantly motivating yourself, you can accomplish all things. But if you are your own worst enemy, you can accomplish nothing. So when you harmonize yourself fully, everything in the universe revolves around that harmonization. But when you are in discord, everything is in discord, because we are the center of the universe. So when everything is harmonized within us, everything will be harmonized outside of us. When everything is scattered within us, everything will be scattered on the outside. So the outer is definitely a reflection of the internal reality. Alright, so there we go. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So we're going to get up out of here. So let me stroll down, answer these last questions, and we'll get up out of here. Alright. Yeah, definitely so much info in this room. Yeah, definitely. Mask on, mask off. You already know. Definitely, you know what I mean? What's up? Judd J 1707, however you say that. Alright, you always see the number 88. That's definitely the number of Saturn, the number of Baphomet, the number of Satan. You know what I mean? It's all about mathematical ability. Right? Definitely, the sun was very beautiful this morning. Alright. So there we go. Hopefully you motherfuckers learned something, right? Hopefully everybody learned something. Because this is real shit every single day. Hopefully y'all can keep up. I keep saying it. We're going to come every day pushing. You know what I mean? I'm just here to give you a little push. That's all I'm doing. I'm just here to give you a little push to this real shit. I'm just here to give you a little push. You know? I don't know. I guess I consider myself like a spiritual gangster. I mean, I'm not out here breaking laws, but I'm really out here breaking laws. If y'all understand what I mean. Now, knowing I may not necessarily be out here harming people, but we definitely out here glitching the matrix. We definitely out here glitching the matrix because we're not even supposed to be living these type of lifestyles because this information has been hidden. But now that this information is free for everybody now. We're going beyond 2012 and all that. The shift is in motion now. Everybody has the ability to live a divine experience. We all have the ability to live a divine experience. We are truly in great times, truly in historic times. I say motherfuckers can light up weed wherever they want to now, and especially in New York, you don't even get arrested for weed in New York no more. They just changed that law. So you don't even get arrested for smoking weed in New York. So we already know is weed about to be illegal in New York too. So that was my only gripe with New York. I'm like, you can't smoke no weed out here. But times is changing. The world is changing. So we about to, you know what I mean? New York is about to be smoke city, just like LA smoke city. Vegas is smoke city, you know what I mean? Denver smoke city, we already know. So it's about to be a completely different world. So stay in tune with these frequencies because everything is happening. You know what I mean? So when you in tune with your divinity, then you can benefit from all these changes. So you already know how we doing. You know what I mean? So once again, definitely check out the website. Hit up my email you need any services. We're going to be right back at y'all tomorrow. All right? No problem. You know, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So again, we out. So definitely check out the links in the description. We'll get up out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. So check. We out. Let me make sure. All right.